Sony, what have you done? After I only praised the PlayStation Plus games last month for giving us 2 additional free games, they take them away this month and basically give us a demo as one of the games. February's a rough month for PlayStation Plus, if I'm being really honest. So the PS Plus games have been announced for February, and it's not the biggest of deals, but for someone like me who looks at them every month, it's like, why are some of the months so much worse than other months? I think January was strong. I think February is pretty weak. Let's have a look at the games. I'll tell you with what I score this month in total, and we'll discuss what they are and if they're worth anyone's time at all. Okay, so this month we are getting 3 games instead of 4 or 5 last month. I assumed PlayStation was going to go ahead and give us the PS4/PS5 games as a grouping. Like, we'll get the PS4 and the PS5 edition of those games so that everyone was kind of included in that. But they've just gone ahead and given us just a standard PS5 game. But PS4 users get 2 games, PS5 users get 1 game, but then technically the other ones are playable on PS5 as well. From a PlayStation 5 offering, you are getting Planet Coaster Console Edition. This is like the roller coaster tycoon style game that came out, I think, at the launch of the PlayStation 5, I believe. The game's about a year old at this point. Yeah, theme park world, roller coaster tycoon, roller coaster sim style game. It actually looks like a pretty fun game. I just don't think it's like that high quality caliber game we'd be expecting from PS Plus. And you know what? I would let it slide if the other games were like real bangers, but they're kind of not real bangers, unfortunately. So that's the PS5 game. If you got a PS4, remember, still add it to your library, but you won't be able to play it on the PlayStation 4 because PlayStation 5 only, baby. The next game is UFC 4, which it's a pretty decent game, honestly. EA Sports UFC 4. It's not as good as previous UFC games, but if you've not played one of these before and you're turned off by it because it's a sports game, it's literally just a fighting game. If you enjoy fighting games, then it's just that. I wasn't a huge UFC fighting game fan until I played this one, and then I actually really liked it. It wasn't a bad game at all. This was one of the first games, I think, if not the first game I ever streamed over on Twitch. Which was kind of cool, and I had a ton of fun with it when we did that like a year or 2 ago now. Literally just a fighting game. It went through a weird phase where it had ads and a whole bunch of stuff. They've kind of fixed that now. The challenge, and so this game is good, right? I actually say, yeah, this is a decent game. The challenge, though, I have with this one is that it's included in the EA Access Pass, which, like, you know, if you've never signed up to before, it's like $3 or $4. I think $5, maybe $7 on a regular basis. So it's a weird one because you can kind of already get it for free as part of another subscription service, which is why it's kind of a bit iffy here. Although they have done that with PS Now and PS Plus over the last wee while. Now, again, not an incredibly terrible game, but then it brings us to our final game, which I was incredibly excited for because I thought this was the new Borderlands spin-off game, Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep. Tiny Tina's Wonderland's Assault on Dragon Keep one-shot adventure, and I assumed this was that new spin-off game that they've been advertising, and thought, fantastic, this is awesome, I can't wait to play this, I like Borderlands, give me some of this Borderlands. But it turns out this isn't that game. This is a demo, basically, or like a prelude version for that game, but essentially a paid demo, which 2K have been known to do this with games. Like the NBA franchise famously always released the prelude like a couple of months before the new 2K game came out, and it was like a free version of NBA that you could play like the preseason until you got into the NBA, and you know, you get to play a little bit of ball. It was cool. I enjoyed that. You got some free trophies from it. The whole thing was a good idea. I thought it was a good way of doing a demo for free. This is basically that, because I've done a bit of research onto this one, and so I assumed initially maybe it's just like a standalone DLC style game, but it appears to be a pretty short experience based on the full game that's coming out soonish. No visibility on exactly how long this is going to be, but every single piece of advertising for this game, including the game's website, just pushes you to pre-ordering the full version of the game, like Tiny Tina's Wonderland, the full one that's coming out like later in the year. So this is basically just an advertisement for that, which I feel is kind of a bit of a letdown, honestly, both on 2K's part and on PlayStation's part, because realistically, like, this should probably be free. And maybe I'm completely wrong. I've done like a couple of hours of research on this, but if I am wrong about it, someone in the comment section absolutely sound off and let me know. So Overall score for PlayStation Plus this month. What do I think of it? These 3 games. Tiny Tina one is the one that like throws me through a bit of a loop. I think that's the one that lets the month down, given its glorified paid demo essentially that we're getting. Technically free, but as part of our paid subscription anyway, so Roller Coaster Sim I think is a pretty decent, well no, so what's it called again? It's called Planet Coaster. I think it's a pretty decent game. I don't think it's for everyone, and it's not a AAA game, so it's like, yep, that gets a pass. And UFC's the same, not for everyone, but it gets a bit of a pass. It's a decent enough game. Those 2 alone, yeah, they're good. Tiny Tina, I think, pulls the whole thing down though. I'm gonna say this is like a 5, no, let's say a 4 out of 10 month. It's a 4 out of 10 month. I think it's a weak PlayStation Plus month this month. Let me know what you guys think of it though. I want to get everyone else's thoughts in the comments down below on what you think of this month. Everyone else has probably clicked off at this point, but for trophy hunters who are still around, Planet Coaster doesn't have a trophy guide or anything like that. It's a very rare platinum though. Out of 3,000 owners, you've got 200 who have platinumed it to 100%. It doesn't have any DLC. It's just a standalone. It's like a pretty massive trophy list though, 39 trophies. So this one, I would say, is going to be a relatively challenging platinum trophy. But the game itself looks kind of fun if you're into sim-style games. UFC 4 does have a plat, which is pretty rare, and it does have a guide. It says 25 hours, 5 out of 10 difficulty, 1 playthrough. Online trophies are required. One of them is like really hard as well, undisputed, I believe. Yeah, become champion and defend your title online, which is a hard thing to do. Well, it was for me anyway when I went for this. Platinum trophy for this, I would say, yeah, 5 out of 10. Reasonable. So those are your platinum scores if you're interested in those. I think mostly only trophy hunters will be around at this point. And yeah, Tiny Tina we don't have a trophy list for yet, so we have no idea. Why'd you do this, Sony? Happy New Year, everybody, especially to my Patreons and channel members. Thank you to each and every one of you fine folks for helping to keep this channel's lights running. 2022 is going to be an exciting year. I cannot wait to show you what we have in store for this channel. Thank you to everyone over here on the side of me to helping to support the channel and to keep the channel going. If you too want to help support the channel like these fine folks over here, you can do so by hitting the Patreon link in the description down below. And as little as $1 per month can help this channel out enormously. Alternatively, if you want to become a channel member, you can do the membership button that's just below this video. You get cool things next to your name. You get to use different emotes in chat. It's a whole thing. Either way, I really appreciate you. Thank you all so much. And trust me, 2022 is gonna be a good one. All right.